Last year, Ahmed Dawabshe is a kid who lived next to my house. He's my neighbor. He went with his cousin to play, and we live in an area that it's too close for the Jews area, for the Israeli area, and they were playing. They're just kids. Both of them, they were shooted.
Okay, so today we're outside the UN tent that we've got set up for the Palestine Expo event in Europe, biggest event in Europe. The 4 women that are here today are straight from Gaza. They've come right from Palestine for this event to talk about their experiences and what's been going on. So as you can see, the tent is a metaphor of what exactly is going on in Palestine and the occupation of the Palestinians. So sadly, a lot of these women have been moved out of their homes. The keys that are at the top symbolize the fact that the Palestinians will be coming back to their homeland. Keeping the keys is a sign of not forgetting, because as everyone knows, they are seen as the forgotten people. So we've just got the keys on top. The women that are all standing outside, they're all talking about their experiences and what's been going on. Unfortunately, they did have a few of their friends die before they came here. So we're really happy that they've actually come from Palestine and taking their time out to be here with us, and they are answering a few of the questions that you have and doing a lot of things for us. There are 3 of them here, and as you can see, they're all smiling, which is a really good sign. They're obviously enjoying the event. Alhamdulillah, it's a good thing that we're making them happy. I mean, it's what we are here for, what FOA is here for. That's what we stand for. So yeah, hopefully we get to see what they're up to and what they can tell us.
We are in front of a real tent for Palestinians that tells a story of all Palestinians, many of the families who were forced to leave their houses and villages in 1948. You have names, it's real names, that Abu Abbad, Al-Haj Nuh, they are real names for real families. Inside the tent, we have the clothes, the dresses, the keys. You can see here one of the keys for those families who believe that they're going to make it back to Palestine one day. But unfortunately, some pass away, some of them pass away. And their children gave us our stuff so we can tell their story, which is one of the stories of many families in Palestine, many refugees who would love to make it back to their houses and their homes. Inside the tent also we have another story from Jerusalem. It's about Emleson Society, Women's Society, that gives help to 1,000 family and 2,000 kids who suffer from many things in Jerusalem, the occupation, social problems, psychological problems, and they would love if you can give it a shot, look at their struggle, help them in any means necessary. And I think the ladies here inside have posters and have brochures that tell the whole story. Hope you are really interested in this, and thank you very much.
Hello, I want to speak about how we live every day in Palestine, in Jerusalem, specifically in Jerusalem. We are in Jerusalem, Palestinian, have a very, very hard time. We had a hard time. Occupation try all the time to displace us. That's why, to replace us with settlers. So every day they make it more and more difficult for us. They humiliate people. They kill our children. They kill our children. They do their best to make us leave our country and our land. They demolished our houses. Every day I have to cross a checkpoint. It's a terrible life to live. Every day I have to wake in the morning and pray to God to bring back home my kids safe home, because anything could happen during the day and they just shoot my kids or my husband or my brother. So if anything, small things happen in the country, I have to look all over to to check that all my family are safe. It's okay, that's right. And I want to talk about education. My kids has to walk because of the walls, the apartheid walls. My kids has to walk sometimes a long distance. Sometimes it took them 2 hours just to reach their schools. In 1967, during the war, I was only 4 years old, so I don't remember everything about this war. But I know that during this war, my brother Nidal was born. And the same day, at the same day that my grandfather was killed, he was shot to death. It was a day of sorrow. It was a day of sorrow, of happiness at the same day. My uncle, Muhammad, was injured badly. In 1967, I lost my home. My father's best friend was shot in front of his eyes and shot to death in front of his eyes. So, after the war, my father suffered from depression. After a while, his depression get worse because he didn't get any treatment because of the situation. So later on, 3 years later, my father left the family for good. My mother, she was arrested while we were only kids. We were kids. My mother was arrested and left without no father, no mother. We were alone. We had nothing, but we survived. We lost everything, but we didn't lose our dignity. My mom teaches us all the time that what doesn't break you make you stronger. That's why today I'm here. After all this suffering, I got, thanks God, I got 4 lovely daughters and 2 grandsons. I got my I got my master's degree in sociology. Today I'm working with women who need help. I'm working with children who need my help because I don't want them to suffer as I suffered. So many kids in my country are suffering. They feel terrified all the time. If you just pass through Israeli, so you are a terrorist. You could be shot for just touching them by accident, and then you are a terrorist. Our kids, they are 10, 9, 11 years old, they are terrorists. While something happened in my neighborhood, I want to say it. Last year, Ahmed Dawabshe is a kid who lived next to my house. He's my neighbor. He went with his cousin to play, and we live in an area that it's too close for the Jews area, for the Israeli area, and they were playing. They're just kids. Both of them, they were shot. One of them died, and the other were injured badly. And the terrible thing is that the Israeli, he was calling for help while the Israeli push him. I think you saw it in the TV. They pushed him with their feet. He was bleeding, and they were pushing him with their feet. This kid, he became a terrorist. He's a terrorist. That's why they gave him 13 years in jail. They put him 13 years in jail while he's injured. While another kid from my neighborhood also, called Muhammad, a settlers, kidnapped him. They spoiled gasoline on his mouth and burned him. While during the judges said that who did this, they have mental problems, so they get nothing. They did nothing. They said only few days in jail and went out. While Ahmed Dawabshe, he's a terrorist. The 14 years kids is a terrorist, and those settlers are mentally sick. And this is what happened all the time in my country. I hope one day we will get our rights as a human being. I hope that one day the world will look as for the Palestinian as a human being, and we have rights. We are asking everybody we don't need the charity of the whole world. We need their help to get our rights back. Thank you very much.